Сайн байцгаана уу Монголоор өгнө байна. За Summer Adventures гэсэн хуваарийнхаа дагуу бүгдээрээ 4-р ангийнхаа хичээлийг үйлчлүүлье. За бид нар 3 дахь өдрийнхөө хичээлийг дуусгасан байгаа. За 4 дахь өдөр. 4 дахь өдөр буюу day 4 энэ юусоо математикийн хичээл хуваарлагдаагүй байна. Destination unknown гэд унших болон нийгмийн хичээлээр тулгуурласан ийм өдөр байна. За тийм болохоор бүгдээрээ 5 дахь өдөр буюу day 5 очие. Pictographs гэсэн ийм сэдвтэй өдөр байна. Ингээд биднэрт 2 математикийн хичээл заагдсан байна. За pictograph гэдэг маань яг зурган график хэлж байгаа зурагт дүрслэл. За энэ ур чадварыг бүгдээрээ practice хийх нэ. За эхнийхээ асуултыг харъя. Look at this picture graph. So picture graph буюу зурган граф, зурган дүрслэл бол их амархан санагддаг ихэнх хүүхдүүдэд. За энэ ур чадвар юунд хэрэгтэй вэ гэхлээр дараа нь өгөгдсөн мэдээлэл, өгөгдсөн томьёо дүрс зэрэг дээр яг график дээр тий логик анализ хийж сурах ийм ур чадвар байгаа. За маш энгийнээр эхэлдэг. Зурагтай ийм байхад бол маш амархан санагддаг боловч яг суур болно. За эхнийх асуултыг уншия. Look at this picture graph гэд. За picture graph дээр биднэрт юу өгсөн бэ гэхээр зэрэг хүснэгт өгсөн байна. За хүснэгтийнхаа доор энэ key буюу яг томьёол нь байна. Each гэд ийм зурган юм байна. Each book буюу ийм ном. Энэ номын зураг болгоно нь хэдэн номтой тэнцэнэ гэсэн байна. 2 номтой. За нэг зураг 2 номтой. Тэгэхээр бид нэр зургаа тоолохдоо нэгээр биш 2-оор тоолно гэсэн. За юу гэсэн үг вэ гэхээр зэрэг доош нь ингээ үргэлжлүүлэл харахаар Lillian, Roy, Julia, Sharon, Edwin and Walter гэсэн ийм 6 хүүхдүүд байна тийм үү. За Lillian хэдэн ном уншсан бэ? Энэ уралдаанд оролцохын тулд гээд. Тэгэхээр зэрэг 1 2 3 4 5 6 ном байна. Гэхдээ нэг зураг 2 тэнцэг учраас 6-аг 2-оор үржүүлэхээр яг үржих нь 2. Ингээд энэ бол нийт 12 ном уншсан байна. За Roy 3 зураг байна. Зураг болгон 2-той тэнцэх учраас 2-оор үржүүлэх юм бол хэд байна? 6. За энд 6 зураг байна. Julia 6 номтой байсан бол энийг 2-оор үржүүлэх юм бол 12. За Sharon бол 6 7 8 9 байна. 9-ийг 2-оор үржүүлэхээр 18 ном уншсан байна. Edwin бол 2-ыг 2-оор үржүүлэхээр 4 ном уншсан байна. Walter-ийн хувьд бол бас Sharon-тай адилхан 9 ном уншсан. 9 ном зурагтай байна. Тэгээд 2-оор үржүүлэхээр яг 18 ном уншсан гэсэн. За ийм мэдээлэл байна. За ингээ яг адилхан маягаар бүгдээр асуултаа өргөжлүүлье. Доор яг жинхэнэ асуулт маань орж ирж байна. How many books does each symbol present? So symbol each гэхээр яг зураг тус бүр, тоо тус бүр, нэгэд бүрчлэн гэх мэтлэнгээр явж байгаа. За энэний цаана бол 1 гэсэн санаа явж байгаа. Symbol гэдэг маань дүрслэл томьёо байна. Энэ symbol маань болохоор зэрэг энэ номныхоо зургийг ярьж байгаа. За represent гэхээр зэрэг жишээлж байгаа, үлгэрлүүлж байгаа харагдаж байгаа гэсэн. За хэдэн номтой тэнцэн гэсэн. Бид нэр ерөөсөө ингэж бүгдийг яг тооцоолж шаардлага байгаагүй байх нь хэрвээ асуултаа уншсан байсан бол хэн хэдийг уншсан бэ, хэдээс илүү уншсан бэ гэж ерөөсөө асуугаагүй. Энэ symbol буюу номны зураг маань хэдэн номтой тэнцэх вэ гэсэн. За тэгэхээр хариулт маань угаасаа key буюу энэ томьёон дотор байсан байна. За ингээд 2 ном. За дараагийнхаа асуултыг харъя. Look at this picture graph. Okay, first we gotta make sure we understand the key. Key here says each airplane picture equals 5 flights. 5 flights. All right. First thing first, let's read our question. How many flights does each symbol present? So symbol man inwen, that's our symbol, the picture of or image of an airplane, and each, so meaning 1. So how about 1 picture representing meaning equals what? How many flights? How many flights? So there is a number there, number of flights. That's what we are being asked for. So that answer comes from the key here. Key tells us each airplane picture equals 5 flights. 5. Next, look at this picture graph, and then they give us the key here. We have 2 separate information. Each whole pumpkin, whole one, right, equals 2 people. But if you see half, each one of those half ones will equal 1 person. All right, let's see the question. It says, how many people voted for pumpkin scones? Okay, so this one we really need to check the information that's given. All right, so let's go ahead and check. Here, pumpkin cookies, that's the first one, pumpkin cookies. But we are asked for pumpkin scones. Let's find our scones. This one says pumpkin scones. So we're going to focus on the pumpkin scones only. But it says how many people voted for pumpkin scones. So let's go ahead and count. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, there are 8 full pumpkins. So just like this one. So since there are 8 full pumpkins, each one of them equal 2. We'll multiply this by 2. Multiply that by 2. 8 times 2 will be 16 people. All right. 16 people voted for pumpkin scones. All right, next, look at this picture graph, and our question comes here. How many children chose the big city vacation? So, big city vacation. Where is the big city vacation? All right, here is the big city vacation right here. And each beach ball, what, equals 1 child. So, let's count how many beach ball is in this pictograph. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So each beach ball will equal 1. So it's same thing. Any number multiplied by 1 equals number itself. It's 9. So 9 children chose the big city vacation. Oops, that is 8. That will be 9. Look at this picture graph, and they give us the key. And then let's go ahead and read the question. How many shirts total did the students collect? All right, so it is talking about total. Total гэхээрээ яг neat. In other words, all together. So all together. So all together, what's all together? Students all together. So we have Chad, Annie, and Jasmine. There are 3 students. But then all 3 of them together, that indicates what? We are going to add the final values. Okay, so let's find out. But then before we move on, there's another information. Each t-shirt, the picture, equals how many shirts? 5 shirts. So we gotta remember that. And let's count. Chad has, so since it's 5 shirts, we'll count by 5. It's what? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. So Chad has 35. That's one way to do it. Or for Annie, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 shirts, and multiply that by 5. That will equal 20. Different ways to find it. All right, Jasmine, let's count by 5. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. So 45. Now, since it says all together, we're going to add So we're going to have what? 35 plus 20 plus 45. All right, that would be 100. And how many shirts in total did the students collect? They collected 100 shirts. All right, look at this picture graph. And here comes our question. In all, how many vehicles, close that, how many vehicles did the dealership in the graph sell? So, in all, that's another way to say total. All right, and did the vehicles dealership sell? Okay, so the key shows, if you see a picture of a whole car,
Each picture of a car equals 2 vehicles.
there you go. So if you see a whole car, that's 2. If you see half a car, that is 1. Okay, so let's go ahead and count. Ledbetter's Automobile Mall. So there are 4 different locations that they sold vehicles. So we're going to find them all together. So since these are whole cars, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 whole cars, we will multiply by 2, and that will be 12. Now let's count the whole here as well, or you can skip count. Let's do that. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, and then there is 1, which is a half, right? So 14 plus 1 is 15. 15. And the next one, let's count by 2's again. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, and 16. We can do it different way as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 whole cars. So we have 6 times 2. That will be 12. And on the top of that, we have what? 1 half car. So we have 12 plus 1 will be 13 is the number of cars that are sold at what? Cars of prior falls. So since we are asked for in all right here, we need to add them all up. Okay, let's add 12 plus 15 plus 16 plus 13. Okay, we have 2 plus 5, 7 plus 6, that's 13, plus 3, that is 16. Carry over 1, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4 ones, that will be 4. With the carryover 1, that will be 5. 56 altogether. So altogether, they sold 56 cars. Okay. Look at this picture graph, and let's take a look at the question here. How many children chose volleyball as their favorite sport? So we're looking for volleyball, and let's find a volleyball right here. And let's pay attention to the key here. Each picture of a shoe equals how many children? 5. So for volleyball, let's count by 5. We have 5, 10. 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. So how many children? 40 children chose volleyball. And next question. Look at this picture graph. So let's take a look at the question first. Our question here says, how many baskets did Ezra make? So we're focusing on Ezra alone. It says, how many baskets did he make? So let's find Ezra in the table here. Ezra is right here. Now comes the key. Our key says if you see a whole basketball, that will equal 2. And if you see half of basketball, that will equal 1. So Ezra, let's count by 2 because each whole basketball equals 2. So we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Ezra made 14 baskets. Next one. Look at this picture graph and our keys here, then our question. Let's take a look at our question. How many shirts did Jenna collect? So we are going to focus on Jenna alone. Wow, there's only one half a t-shirt. So we can check that in a key. If you see a half shirt, that equals how many? 5. So that is the answer. Okay, that's it. And one more. We have the question here. How many apples did the students pick all together? So if we have all together, when it says students, not specifically asking for Ariana or Tony or Juan, so we're going to find all 3 and add them because it's asking for all together. And our key here, if you see a whole apple, that is 1. All right, so let's go ahead and count. Ariana has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And Tony has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And Juan, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, since we're looking for all together, let's add them all up. 9 plus 8 is 17, plus 7 will be 24. All right, all together they picked 24 apples. Okay, next, let's take a look at the question. How many students are there in total? So same thing, if it's talking about total, it is all together. Okay, and then our key says every time you see a book, that is representing or indicating 10 students. Okay, so favorite subjects for art. How many books? There is 1. That is 10. 10 students. History. Let's count by 10. 10, 20, 30, 40. 40 students said that was their favorite. Science, 1, 2, 3. That is 30. 30 students said that was their favorite. Spelling, there are 30, 40. 40, and the math, there's only 1 book, that equals 10. All right, so let's go ahead, add them all up. And we have 1 plus 4, 5 plus 3, 8 plus 4, 12 plus 1 is 13. So all together, 130 students. Okay, next one, look at this picture graph and let's go to our question here. How many more patents did Jedri Electronics file than Upward Technologies? So we are given 2 specific ones, Jedri Electronics and Upward Technologies. So we're going to compare these 2, and not only going to compare who has more or less, we're going to find out how many more. So if you ask for how many more, you are going to subtract, but your answer is about Jedri Electronics. Okay, all right, so let's see how it goes. Before that, let's take a look at the key here. If you see a whole exclamation mark there, that equals 2 patents. If you see half an exclamation mark there, that equals 1 patent. So let's go ahead and count. Jedri is here, and then the other one we're going to compare is Upward Technology. So we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, and 16 patents. And Upward Technology, we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So we have 12 patents. So since the question is going to be for Jedri, how many more? We're going to start with Jedri's, and we're going to subtract the other one, which is for upward technologies. That will be 4. So Jedri Electronics filed 4 more patents. Okay, let's get to our question here. What are we going to be finding? It says how many more? Same thing. If we ask for how many more, what do? We're going to be subtracting. But then how many more children chose bird watching? Then, see that? Then comes in. So we're going to compare the bird watching to surfing. Okay, so bird watching is here and the surfing is here. So let's go ahead and count. But then each beach ball equals what? The picture of each beach ball equals 10 children. So let's count by 10. Here, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. 50. And for surfing, there are 10 and 20. Okay, so since we are comparing bird watching to surfing, we will start with the bird watching, which is 50, and we will subtract the other one, and that will equal 30. So how many more children chose bird watching? 30 more compared to surfing. Okay, our question, how many flights do the airlines have in total each day? Okay, so we are going to find the total number for all airplanes. So we have the key. When you see an airplane picture, that equals 10 flights. So let's go ahead, count all of them. We have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. 70 here. And we have 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 here. And we have 30, 40, 50 here. And we have 50, 60, 70 here. And the next one is we have 50, 60, 70 again. And then the last one we have 70, 80, 90 here. So since it says total, we're going to add them all up, and that would equal 7 plus 9 is 16, plus 5, 21, plus 7 is 28, plus 7 is 35, plus 9 is 44. So in total, they had 440 flights. Okay, next one. Let's get to our question here. What are we going to find? How many more? So if we have how many more, what do? We're supposed to subtract here. All right, and then how many more children chose snowboarding than skiing? So these are the two things we are going to compare, but the focus here is snowboarding. So let's take a look at our key here. Every time you see a snowflake, that equals 1 child. So we are going to focus on snowboarding versus skiing. So for snowboarding, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 students, 6 children. And then for skiing, we have 1 and 2 children. So they will choose these activities. So since our focus is on snowboarding, we will start with that, and we will find the difference for how many more by subtracting the other one for skiing. That will equal 4.
Blank children.
Okay, so that will be 4. All right, let's get to our question here. In all, so we're going to find the total. How many patents did the companies in the graph file? So all 6 companies, we're going to find out how many patents did they file all together. Okay, so that will be the total. And our key here says if you see whole, that's 2. If you see half, that's 1. All right, let's go ahead and count. We have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, and one more will be 17. And we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. We have 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, and 18. And we have here 8, 10, 12, and one more is 13. And we have here 10, and one more is 11. We have the last one, 10 and 12. All right, since we're looking for in all together, we will add them all up. So 7 plus 2 is 9, plus 8 is 17, plus 3 is 20, plus 1, 21, plus 2, 23. All right, and carry over 2 here. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ones are 6 with carry over 2, that is 8. So in total we have 83. Okay. Next one, we do have the question. Again, it is asking for all, which is what? Total. And how many kilometers did the people in the graph bike? So there are 3 people, Stanley, Jack, and Rudy. So we are trying to find out how many kilometers did they bike all together. So every bike or bicycle picture equals 5 kilometers.
Each picture of a bike equals 5 kilometers.
All right, so that means we can count by 5s. Stanley did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 times 5 will be 25 kilometers. And we have 5 and 10 for Jack. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times 5 is 35 for Rudy. And we are looking for all, which is the total. This will be 10, carry over 1. And here I have 5 and 6 with carry over 1, that's 70. So altogether they bicycled for 70 kilometers. Okay, and here is our question. How many more? So we are looking for the difference. As such, we will subtract. We're going to compare Rodrigo to Colette. Okay, so Rodrigo is here and Colette is here. And each shoe equals 2 laps. So Colette has 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. And Colette has 14. And then we have Rodrigo. Rodrigo has 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. 16. All right. Since we're comparing Rodrigo to Colette, we'll start with Rodrigo's number, which is 16 laps, and subtract the other one. That will give us 2. So Rodrigo ran 2 more laps than the Colette. Okay, we are almost done here. Our question, how many pages did Walter read? So we're only going to focus on Walter. And our key says every time you see the picture, that equals 5 pages. So for Walter, we have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. 25 pages. All right, now we're entering the challenge zone. Okay, our question here is asking for all, which is what? We're going to find the total by adding. So all together, how many patents did the companies in the graph file? And every time when we see full, that equals 10. Half means 5. So go ahead and count it. We have 10, 20, 30, and 5 more will be what? 35. And then we have 10 here, and then a half, which is the 5 more will be 15. We have 20, 30 here, and we have 10, 15 here. We have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 50, and 15 again. So since we're looking for all together, we'll add them all up. We have 20 with the carryover 2. Let's add them up. 3 plus 1, 4, plus 3, 7, plus 1, 8, plus 5, 13, plus 1, 14, with the carryover 2, that is 16. So all together, there are, what was the number? 160. 160. Okay, and here is the next question here. How many apples did Zachary pick? So we're only going to focus on Zachary. There he is. And our key says whole is 2, half is 1. All right, so let's go ahead and count. He has 2, 4, and the 1 more will be 5. So next, it says how many flights are there in all? So if it says in all, we are going to find them all together, which can be done by adding. And our key says each picture of an airplane equals 5 flights. Let's go ahead and count. 5, 10. Same thing here. 10. And 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. So 45 here. We have 5, 10, 15, 20, and 25. So since we're looking for all together, let's add them all up. This is 10, carry over 1. So 1 plus 1, 2, plus 4 is 6, plus 2 is 8. With the carryover 1, it will be 9. All right, so all together there are 90 flights. Okay, our question here, how many children chose snowshoeing as their favorite activity? So that's what we will be focusing on. And our key says each snowflake equals 10 children. So let's go ahead and count. This is 10, 20, 30, 40. So 40 children chose this activity. Okay, and our question, how many shirts did Lillian collect? And Lillian is here. And our key says full shirt equals 2, half equals 1. Okay, go ahead and count. For Lillian, we have 2, 4, 6, 8. 1 more will be 9. All right, that is it.